Hello, hello, hello. Hello? Hello, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How's it
Okay.
going?
Let me just
I'm sending you another game right now. It
yeah,
looks
sure.
pretty bad, but the red ace matchup is hard just because I just feel like all my characters die.
I mean for sure, yeah. Let's see.
I think I'm just trying to starve too hard. I probably have to race.
I mean I didn't do a lot of testing against Red Ace because it's not like a popular deck.
Yeah, I don't know why, but last two ranked games I ran into it. It's like one of my worst matchups too somehow.
I mean, that's fair though, because Red Ace is honestly not bad as a deck.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
Yeah. So then we're looking at the Goofy game. Honestly, on this game, the only like big problem I find is your mulligan. Like, I would never keep this hand. Like, never.
For weenies.
I mean, it's not even the weenies. You got nothing. You got absolutely nothing. It's like one of the worst hand you can get.
Well, I thought I at least had like a search and then a 5-drop, so I was.
Okay,
It could have been worse.
how many 5-drop do you run in your deck?
Let's see. 11.
11. 11. You're not even missing a 5-drop here. Okay, so here, uh, I see you're running 7-cost Shanks, and I believe you have some 6-cost as well. This is OP16, right?
Here, I can show you my list as well right now.
So in that case,
You want me to stream?
you shouldn't settle for
Alright.
Smoker. And this Bonnie isn't. I mean, it is a weenie, but like, come on, like Perona and
Not good
the
against
Kid and
matchup.
Killer is the better weenie usually. And then these two 4K event is just completely. It's just useless. You don't even have stage. You don't have the dawn to play it. So this is one of the worst hand, and I would just mulligan. Okay, and then
like here, I was almost considering playing the Apu almost just to try to start, but then
yeah, but you always go for the search first because in case that let's say you find a Kid and Killer, you want to play that first. And here picking the Bonnie is correct, I think, because they're forced to swing these into your Bonnie, and then you actually get value from that. Okay, this very good start. And then yeah, okay. Okay, so playing Smoker here, trying the 9-cost is extremely good. And here, I wouldn't pick the 1-cost event here. I would pick the 2K instead because, like, looking at his board, right, I don't think you're resolving like 2 1-cost event. Like, yeah, no. And here you only have one 2K, and against this board, next turn you can imagine they're gonna go what 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, something like that, and you just don't have enough 2K to defend. So here I would pick up the 2K instead. But this stun event is also fine, but you gotta find a turn to leave up like a lot of stun, and I didn't really like that because you don't have enough 2K already.
Yeah.
Your opponent has a good curve. You have to counter this one. Oh, very lucky that we got 2K from live, so we're okay now. I feel like here, I will always just swing 2 to 1 first to see what's up. Because you kind of have to kill these, because if you don't kill these, all of them can swing. So by killing this, you're getting rid of one swing. So it's good. Quite surprised that they counter, but okay. Okay. Yeah. Since you have like too many events, you have to like play like this. And
Yeah.
yeah, you just kill that. Yeah, fair enough. And then next turn you just play 9 cost, and then we should be chilling. And then this is pretty uneventful. I would do the same. We have way too many 1 cost events. Yeah, and then there's pretty much nothing to talk about, like starting here. Here, taking the 7k is alright. Because you kind of need all of these cards in your hand, and you don't really want to give it just yet.
That's why I wanted to keep the double bounty for next turn.
Yeah, you need the double bounty for next turn. That's your best play currently. And then now they go for the 9. You couldn't take this 9 here, which is quite unfortunate. Because if you take this 9, then they might just like DMG and then kill you. You know, scary things would happen. And also you want to get the 9 cost value here. So
yeah. I think I do counter out this one.
Yeah. And then here I would probably swing into the 6 cost. Because if the Goofy give you free hand, then it's quite nice. And if they let it go, then you take one less swing the next turn, which is also helpful, because yeah. But okay.
Yeah, I was just hoping I drew into the freeze event.
I mean, fair enough. Okay, but if you're 10k gold face here, something really scary would happen. That is, they might just go trigger, grab blade, kill the rested Bonnie, and now you don't get the Bonnie effect, which is quite scary. But
yeah,
the likelihood of that is quite low, and I think going face there was okay. Yeah, this is okay. We'll play over the rested Bonnie, trying to find the rest event. Here, they went for lethal here, and then this is quite weird. So you imagine they have a 5k character. That's basically a 5k character. So the split is gonna be 7 7 7 7 at this point. Like if they do split, and so you could definitely consider just taking it, but then if you just take this, then what they might do is they would go broke. Wait, they don't have done for broke. They will go broke 5 6 6 7. Can you count out of 5 6 6 7?
Well, they can still do
6 7.
leave
Okay,
it.
you
I was
can
kind of
count out
playing
of
around
5
with
6 6 7. So I think it's okay. Wait.
I still have lead effect up so they can get 6.
Yeah. No, taking is okay. Taking is okay. Because broke doesn't kill you here. And if they had the
I figured if I countered out, then I would just have no cards in hand.
Yeah, and then they would just like have guaranteed lethal and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I took a
I
long
don't
time
think they
to think
have.
about it.
I don't think they have the 2-cost Galdino anyway. Because if they had the 2-cost Galdino, they would have played already, right?
Yeah.
But oh wait, actually, yeah, they would play over the Boa. Never mind. Yep.
You can see that a little.
And
That took a
the
long
game
time.
is just over because you can counter out. Okay, so that's pretty good game. Okay, and then the ace game we have a lot more to talk about because this game is like you don't really have a lot of option throughout the game. So it's, I mean, it's tense, but also it's just nothing much to talk about. And then let's look at the other one. Okay.
I think maybe with the ace matchup, I'll just have to like.
Yeah,
Shanks
there
is a
are
little bit
definitely
tough to
some.
play in that matchup.
Yeah, there are definitely some problem in the playing. Here, picking up the search is probably correct because you don't have a 5
You just
drop
start
yet.
shooting
But
it.
I would go for the Bonnie search here actually. Wait. Oh, what if? Okay, wait? Do you run the Bonnie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we have to prioritize on finding the 5 drop. Wait, you can.
Yeah, I messed up there. I realized
You can pick
after
up the
that.
Bonnie, yeah.
Could you share your screen? Though I can't see it right now.
Oh, whoops.
You can see I like after I clicked the search, I hit spam click in the 5 cost because I was like, oops. And I didn't find one.
Yep.
That was brutal.
But honestly, this game is still playable. 5 cost Bonnie is your best 5 cost as well, so that should be all you're looking for. Because when you go 5 cost Bonnie and then you stun their Dawn, next turn they cannot play a 6 cost.
Yeah.
So when you go first, you always just try to play for Bonnie 5 cost. Now we have way too many 10 costs, but nothing much we could do about it. Okay, here, what I would do is I will swing 5 into leader first, because there's always a chance that they don't base up, and in the case that they don't base up, you could swing a 7 into leader. So yeah, that's something you could do instead of playing the 2K.
Yeah, I just figured it'd be nice to get the blockers out too for like the double attacks later and stuff.
Yeah, sure. Playing the blocker is fine as well. But by playing the blocker, you're also losing a 2K, and if you can, like, there's a chance that they don't base up, and in that case, you can actually get 2 hit. Which is quite useful. And now you don't have a 5 cost, so you don't have nearly enough attack to like win the race, and you kind of just you're in a rush here, because if you play the long game, their board is always bigger than you, and when their board is bigger than you cannot play the long game.
Yeah.
But here, their turn is also not strong, so you're okay. You're gonna have to counter this one. And then you take 2 hits.
There's all my 5 drops.
Yep. Now you just play the Shanks. You shouldn't rest the Shanks this turn to play around the 8 cost Whitebeard, which I think you did. So that's good. And here, honestly, I would swing 8 into the Luffy.
Force 2 cards out of hand.
Yeah, force 2 cards out of hand, because the way Ace work, like Ace, like there's no way for them to like gain cards, and if you just swing at their board, they can't really give you 2 cards. Even if they do give you 2 cards, later in the game they are not able to defend their board. So most of the time, when you want to play against Ace, you just go for their board, and then in the late game, you're gonna go for like Bonnie, like double blocker store, because maximum they could go is like a rush character each turn, and then maybe the leader swing. once you like can control their board. So here, swinging the face here, they would be happy. They would be happy to take down the 2 life. They don't really care. But if you swing into the board, it's gonna make them struggle a lot. And they might even let it die.
Even if you, because there's 2 Luffy's, it doesn't matter as much almost.
I mean, even if you didn't manage to kill this Luffy, next turn you're gonna kill one of them for sure with the Shanks.
Yeah.
Now they base up. Okay. Oh. So on this turn, so on 9 cost, I think your play would be 5 cost and 5 cost. So in this case,
I was trying to get that off, but I didn't know how to get.
I mean, just rest all 3 of these. Just you need to rest all 3 of these. So what I would do is
you didn't rest the blocker?
yeah. So I will swing 9 into the 6k Luffy, resting the Garb, and then you swing 4 into the Garb, and then 5 into the Garb. And then now you have 3 rested, and then you play the Bonnie, so that you have 8 rested, and then you draw 2, pitch 1, and then play another 5 cost.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I believe here you didn't swing with the Shanks.
On the other one.
Hmm?
Probably kill the Luffy, one of the Luffy's with Shanks, and then stun the other one with the stun Bonnie.
You don't necessarily have to stun. I will swing 9 into Luffy first, and then see if they counter it. If they counter for the Luffy, then I would just play the stun. But here, not a good position to be in already. And I believe here, like at the end, you didn't swing with the Shanks, which I think is really bad because you're massively behind already. If you don't raise, you never win. If you don't swing with the Shanks, then they can play the game for infinitely long, and you're just gonna lose slowly. You have to like end the game in like 2 turns. Yeah, because you're losing too much on board already.
I guess I probably should look at my hand too to realize I just died here. Like.
Yeah. And then yeah, choice, have to block. Okay, drawing the Luna here is nice, so we can play for a bit more turns. Okay. And here is another thing. So here they swing 6 into 6. In this case, you should always counter here, because by countering this, you are going to absorb an 8k swing. So it's like you counter an 8k swing with 1k counter, so you should just counter here.
Okay.
Because
I see.
even if the board looks like this, if you just draw, let's say a searcher into 5 cost Bonnie into stun event, you might play for 1 more turn. So staying at 1 life here has value. Like, okay, but in the case that you definitely are not going to play another turn, letting it die is okay, so that when they swing, you might get something that would help your lethal. But I don't think there is a lethal line that exists here, because you only have 2 swings. So you have to play 1 more turn here, so I will give the Bonnie, so that they are forced to swing into it.
That makes sense.
Okay, other than that, this game is just over by now.
Yeah. Too far gone.
And then let's look at the 3rd game. I haven't looked at the 3rd game yet. Let's see. Can you see it? The screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, okay.
You skip ahead. It took forever to pick the order.
Okay.
It took like a minute or something.
Okay, so let's look at this. They go second, you go first. I think this hand is okay to keep, because I believe in your list you don't run 6 cost low, right? So this 7 cost
No,
Shanks is actually your best 7 cost play. And so in this hand, you have some amount of counter. You have something that could potentially search for your best 5 cost play, which is the stun Bonnie, and then you have your 7 cost play. So this is extremely good hand. I will just keep this.
Okay.
It got better somehow, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. Lucky Mulligan.
Yeah, nothing much to think about here. And we draw the Shanks. All right. Yeah, it is okay. They play. This is not the best play for them actually, because ideally they want to play like a 8k character. And here you just
Yeah,
counter with
this
a
game,
Sashiki.
I saw they had the new gate in hand the whole time, but they took forever to play it.
Okay, so this is quite funny. So next turn is the new gate turn. And I think here I will probably just play Shanks, rest stage. Oh, whoa. Wait, what?
Yeah. Here. I did it a little different. So I just, yeah, I guess I probably should have played Shanks.
Alright, we'll talk about
I
that
went
later.
for the draw.
Oh. Yeah, but then their leader is basically 7k, and this character isn't even a character, so you kind of have to play Shanks here. And you do have your play for this turn and the next turn. You just play Shanks and then play another Shanks. Here, what I would do is I would play Shanks, rest the stage, hit 8 into Luffy, and then just keep both of these standing. And then next turn, I'll rest everything. Because they can only kill one.
Yeah.
And oh, are they missing? Oh wait, this has rush. Okay, that's kind of crazy. Okay. Yeah. Okay, no, I think you block. Oh, that's wait.
Yeah. Probably should have kept that one on board instead.
Yeah. The AK is quite valuable because it can like hit into these. The Luffy basically. And then wait, why are we trying to pick up a brick here? No. Okay. Yep. Wait. Oh, I think I would have go for the stun events here, because you see here they actually have quite a bit of target that you would like to stun, and yeah, the stun event is just better in general.
Yeah, I think if I would have got the stun event here, I might have had a way better chance because I think I was missing it.
Oh, and we're still not
I
getting
think I
Shanks.
saw
That's
I
kind of
had
crazy.
Luna and Stronger, so I was like, I can do it for a decent bit.
And then here I think going for the Luffy is better, because the Luffy is 6k. Now they would just base up and then call it a day. And here you should swing 6 into 6 for the Luffy, I think, to get like one extra card, because no, it's pretty cooked actually, because you didn't play the Shanks for 2 turns, so you have no character that can contest their board. Because usually once you have like a 9k character, you could like go 11 into 9 and ask for 2 cards, and at some point they have to let them go.
Yeah.
Wait, if you're gonna kill one of them, you want to try and go for the Luffy first, because this one has on KO surge. So if you KO them, they're gonna gain an extra card, which is not nice.
Oh, I didn't see it had an on cable.
Okay, now they're gonna kill the rest of Bonnie, which is fair.
Probably should have countered that one.
I mean, this one card, right? Yeah, I should have countered that one. I don't think you have to go for lethal here, because you can definitely play for one more turn. Here you would just go Luna, and then you can play one more turn, maybe. Yeah. And now I don't think you get lethal from here. Oh, but you don't have enough on. Hmm.
I gotta have enough swings to get through. That's kind of my problem with Ace. I feel like I just never hit enough swings to get through.
Sure. Okay, and they have the defense. I mean, of course you don't have enough swing to break through because you didn't even play character. Like in both games, you didn't play character. So in the first game you missed your 5 cosplay, and on this game you missed your 7 and 9. I mean, you play the character, but that's not a real character. A 6k character is just not going to do it.
Yeah. So this Chi is pretty important in this, just to get the 8 in this
Yeah, for sure. You need some like decent character on the board that is like bigger than 7k at least, because they are 7k leader always, and sometimes they are 9k leader.
Maybe at this point I probably should have just raced, like, or swung with the law of life, because I was.
I mean, yeah, because you have to kill them next turn, right? There's no way you can play 2 turn from here. But also, I think you're pretty dead. Regardless.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just I'll stop sharing this and then start sharing my browser. This one. So, okay, as Mihawk, one thing you really have to know is that, I mean, in One Piece card game in general, but especially with Mihawk, because Mihawk is a deck that can play on curve, you always play your biggest character. That's big characters is better than small character. That's the rule for One Piece. You don't have to do like any fancy play or anything. Like when you're not gonna die next turn, you just play your biggest character. So play your biggest character. That's the basic of Mihawk. And yeah, let's just get that out of the way because it's pretty straightforward. And I think you need to work a lot on your mulligan because Mihawk as a deck, let's be real, there's not much like decision involved, and one of your your most important decision with Mihawk is your mulligan. So when you mulligan right, you're like playing half of the game right, because once you mulligan right, the game is just going to play itself. Like Mihawk isn't a deck with a lot of choices most of the time, and when you mulligan, what you should be looking at is you need to look at you and your opponent. Like in this matchup, what is the most important card? Let's say versus Goofy, your most important card is 7 cost Shanks. If you see the 7 cost Shanks, you basically are going to win because they have no way of getting rid of the 7 cost Shanks, and you can just keep clearing the character, and then with the power reduction, with the base up, you just destroy them with the 7 cost Shanks. So versus Goofy, you just look for your 7 cost Shanks. And let's say versus Ace, red ace. What are your most important card? The most important card versus ace when you go first is your 5-cost Bonnie. Because by playing 5-cost Bonnie, they usually don't run the 5-cost Ezor, although they can. But let's say they don't run the 5-cost Ezor, but because I don't think a lot of them are on Ezor, they are not gonna have an 8k to play on board. They will most likely just play a Luffy or an Ace, which is like 6k. It's like whatever. So when you go first and you have the 5-cost Bonnie, you make them go a lot slower. And most of the time they don't even get the rush on that turn if you stun their Dawn. So
that'd be important for like the teach matchup as well.
yeah. You just want to disrupt their curve. Yeah. And
like, do you think in the teach matchup, it's obviously good to play it on 5, stop the Shiryu,
yes.
But is it still good to even just play it on their 8 turn to stop the 8 cost, or is it
I
better
don't.
to play Shanks?
Okay, if you have the 7-cost Shanks in hand, you play the 7-cost Shanks. But if you don't, Bonnie is an okay play.
Okay.
Okay. Basically, if you can only play one character on that turn, you play the biggest one. That's the rule.
Okay.
And then,
And
are you preparing
the
for
9
any?
Mihawk,
Wait,
yeah?
yeah.
Oh, sorry. The 9-Hawk Mihawk, do I even play that against Teach? Like, every time I've played it against Teach, it doesn't do anything the whole game pretty much.
I don't think you play the 9-cost against Teach, but ideally on 9 Dawn, you want to develop 2 characters, because if you play a really big character, they will just like stun it. But if you play 2 characters, Teach usually struggle into multiple attacks. So if you have multiple attack, you're gonna be fine. Because Teach as a leader is gonna counter out of any attack with just 1 card, because the leader ability. So you need to have multiple attack and then get all the cards out of their hand. And usually on 9 Dawn, you want to play 2 characters. Or in general, you just want to play multiple characters. But if playing 2 characters is not possible, then you play the biggest one. It's the same thing. And then, are you preparing for any like important events?
I'm playing in the Peoria Regional next weekend.
Oh, is that OP16?
Yes.
Okay. So
it's without starter decks as well.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so with Mihawk, are you comfortable in the NL matchup?
I think I know it as good as I could with the 7 Shanks. You just gotta go as wide as possible and start them until they can't
Yes,
do
you need to go as wide as possible. And with the build of 4 7-cost Shanks, you are giving up the NL matchup. If you sit down and you see your opponent is playing NL, you just lose. Like, there's no way. So if you're on the 4 7-cost Shanks build, you're giving up the NL matchup. And then what you gain?
First, though, I feel like it could still be strong. I've won a couple times against, like, if the NL is bad enough.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, okay. So with the 7-cost Shanks build, if the NL can remove your Shanks each turn, which is not hard for them, you're just gonna lose. So if you want a real shot against NL, you need to play like 4 of the 6-cost law, and then you just go as wide as possible. But even then, you might still lose to NL. So if you were to play Mihawk, one thing I would recommend is you just give up the NL matchup. Because when you give up the NL matchup and then you focus on the other matchup, you suddenly realize you're very good into a lot of the decks. So say for example, versus Goofy and Nami, which is the 2 most popular deck actually. 7-cost Shanks is extremely good. It's almost like, okay, first of all, against Nami, it's like an auto win, which is the biggest catch of playing Mihawk. Because when you have the 1-cost Bonnie, they have to swing the leader into your Bonnie, and then you basically have infinite time to play your big drop. And big drop is actually good. So when you play against Nami, you basically just win. And then against Goofy,
The only time I can lose to Nami is when they just trigger out too much and heal too much. And it's just,
yeah, they have to get like first free life or trigger or something like that to win. Because once you have like 1 7-cost Shanks into battle, I think the game is just over.
Yeah. Or if I can get 2 Shanks out, then it's just
yeah. Well, 2 Shanks out is too much. Yeah.
That's why I like the 4 Shanks, so I can get it on 7 and 9.
Yeah, 4 Shanks is pretty good. And then
it's basically just Freak's leader.
Yeah. And against Goofy is also just really good, the Shanks. it will basically win you the matchup. So with the 4/7 cost Shanks build, you are giving up the NL matchup to get an edge in basically any other matchup.
Yeah. I think it's pretty good in Teach too. It's good in the Yamato, even though Yamato's not that popular. It destroys
Yeah,
Yamato.
it's really good into Yamato as well, because you basically make all the 5k swing into 4k swing, which is not gonna do it. And wait. Okay, can you show me your deck build?
Yeah. For like certain matchups, I just don't know whether or not to steal their curve or take mine. Like for Teach, I feel like every time I've gone first, I end up winning. Just because I can play on my curve
Okay.
and throw them off a little bit.
First of all, with this build, you definitely want to max out on the 5 cost stun Bonnie, because what we're trying to do with this deck is, okay, there's a lot of deck in the meta that prefers second. You know that. So basically teach 1 second, and then the Goofy can go both ways, but let's just not talk about that. And the Nami right now actually prefer second as well, because they most of them cut the young girl, and when they don't have the young girl, they cannot play the Robin with the Dawn on 7, so they would have to play Robin on maybe 8, or they would lose the leader ability. So let's say you go second and they go first, and there's nothing good that they can do on the 7 Dawn turn, because obviously anything that is not Robin is bad, but if they play Robin and they have no leader ability, you can actually swing with your leader, and then you leader ability and swing 5 again with your searcher, so basically get 2 hit, and that would just like cancel out the Robin heal basically. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think this is just too good of a card. I don't know what to cut though. Is the hard
with
part.
this deck, I mean, just cut a Tashigi. It's right there. With this deck, most likely you're gonna want to go first, because your best character Shanks is 7 cost, and then you do have the 9 cost Mihawk, and then you just play Battle, so you do want to go first. And when you go first, and your opponent want to go second, one of the best thing you could do is to play 5 cost Bonnie on curve to disrupt their curve, so they don't have the really good 6 on play. So you have to max out on the Bonnie here with this build. And other than that, I think the deck is pretty good already. Okay, what I would do is I would run 4 of the Law Apple, and then oh, that's fair enough. Okay, yeah, just run 4 of the Law Apple, and then I'll maybe cut 1 of the Smoker, because Smoker. I mean, I would cut Smoker completely actually. Okay, Smoker is a card that is only good on curve, and on curve you have a lot of other like better play as well. So it's not like you need a smoker, but in this deck specifically, you want to be really careful with the break you run. Basically, every break you run, you need to be able to get them out of your hand effectively. So Smoker is not a card like that, because you almost never want to play Smoker like except on curve. So this is a card that's really good on curve, but it's only really good on curve. And a lot of the time, having the break in your hand is just gonna kill you, because the way this deck wins is they will just play really big characters, and then when the opponent try to raise you, you just have all the counter in the world in hand. So you really want to cut on the breaks. So you want as less break as possible. Yeah, this is the 9 break is good. This is what I run back in OP14 as well. So I will only run 9 breaks, 4 Shanks, 1 9 cost, 4 of the 10 cost. Yeah, this looks really good, because with this hand, even if you are extremely braked, like you have 4 of the 10 cost in hand, you will just find a turn to play double 5 cost Bonnie, and so you can filter a break. So okay, this is like my OP14 deck actually. So the general game plan for this deck is, of course, you're gonna prefer first, and then on your 7 Dawn turn, your best play is Shanks, and in a lot of the matchup, you will hard mulligan for Shanks, because your 5 cost is very searchable by your searchers. And
Yeah.
You basically only need the Shanks to do well in a game because your 10 cost is extremely searchable. You're never missing a 10 cost here. A lot of the time you can play like 3, 4 Lord Apple just because you have all of the searchers. And yeah, as long as you have Shanks, you're good. So I will hard mulligan for Shanks in a lot of matchup. And then on 9 dawn turn, there's 3 things you could do. So on 9 dawn turn, you either play the 9 cost Mihawk, of course, or you can play the 7 cost Shanks, or you can play 2 5 cost characters in the form of Bonnie plus Blocker Bonnie plus something. So this is actually one of your most important turn because usually what you would do is you search for your Law and Battle in the early game. And then on 5 dawn you play a 5 cost, on 7 dawn you play a Shanks, and then on 9 dawn turn, if you don't have the Mihawk, then of course you play Shanks if you have it, but if you don't, you're gonna filter your hand so that your hand is nothing but useful cards. So say for example, I would go double blocker Bonnie, and then I will just filter my hand so that my hand is like only Lord Battle and counter. And basically you just play Lord Battle for the rest of the game, like the entire game. So this very straightforward deck with kind of a fail safe because you don't run a lot of 9 cost, but on 9 dawn you can play a blocker Bonnie and something. And sometimes when you are deciding on which card to play on 5 dawn turn, you may take that into consideration as well. So let's say your hand is only 1 7 cost Shanks and then 3 of the 5 costs. And then you want to play the 5 cost that is not the blocker Bonnie, or at least you want 1 blocker Bonnie in hand because potentially on 5 dawn you need to do a blocker Bonnie plus another 5 cost. And yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. I think like really the main matchups I'm struggling against is like I feel like I'm pretty good against Teach. Anel is as good as it's gonna get, and then Nami's pretty. I feel like Nami's pretty easy as long as they don't trigger. But Goofy's probably the one I just like is like feels like it's 50-50 no matter what.
Okay, and then okay, sure, yeah. So if you want to improve your Goofy matchup, first thing I would do is I would take out a stage, and then I'll add 1 more Kid and Killer. 2 stages probably enough.
Yeah, the Kid and Killer is just so good to be able to trash it and get it done.
And then Free Bonnie is probably fine here. Okay, so against Goofy.
You think I add more Luna, or is it just
no, don't add more Luna. 1 Luna is like the best. Like if you add any more Luna, it could get stuck in your hand. The reason why all out is fine is because it has 3k counter, but the Luna, sometimes it just gets stuck in your hand. But 1 Luna is okay because you can always resolve 1 Luna. It's when multiple Luna get stuck in your hand that it becomes troublesome when you have multiple Luna. I would also cut a Tashigi actually, and then just add 1 more Bonnie Search, because the reason you run Tashigi is because you don't want to miss your 5 drop. But when you have more Searcher, you are very unlikely to miss your 5 drop anyway, since you have 8 of the Supernova. So yeah, that's what I would run. I mean, this is like my exact list actually. Yeah.
I just feel like Bonnie is like a little. It sucks to play on 5 when you can't get the 8 reps.
Sure, but when you run enough weenies, you could realistically get to it. Do you know the stage interaction?
Yes,
so basically, yeah. So on your 5 dawn turn, let's say there is no 5 cost on the field, you could just go leader ability, rest the stage, and can you please hover on the leader? Yeah. Okay, so it says if there's a character with a 5 cost of 5 or more, it would do something. And when there's no character with a cost of 5 or more, the whole ability doesn't work. You can ignore the rest of the ability. So you're just gonna rest 1 of your cards, do nothing if there's no 5 cost on the field. So what you could do is, let's say you have 1 weenie on the board and then 1 stage that is already out. You lead the ability, rest the stage, and since there are no 5 costs, the leader ability doesn't proc, and then you could still play a 5 cost, basically. Yeah. So that's one of the way you could get the draw on curve. And yeah, okay. And the Bonnie is a 4-off just because not every game you're gonna chain Law Apple, right? And at 10 down turn, if you fail to chain the Law Apple, one thing you could do is you could go 5 cost and 5 cost, which is why I max out on both of the Bonnie because that's a viable 10 down play. You basically just go draw to ditch one, trying to find into your next Law and Apple, and then if you didn't find it, you go another blocker Bonnie, and then hopefully you find it. Or you could do the stun Bonnie, maybe stun there like 10 cost and something. And so these two 5 costs are good even in the 10 down turn. That's why these two are maxed out. And Tashigi, on the other hand, is only good on 5 costs. But she's extremely good on 5 costs. So she's a one-off. So like when you see them on 5, you just play them.
Okay.
And yet, okay, let's go back to the Goofy matchup.
Okay.
So for the Goofy matchup, you just want to mulligan for 7 cost Shanks, and then you have to remember that in the early game you want to minimize their swing. So let's say they only have one weenie and next turn is the 5 down turn. Let's do it like that. So on your 4 down turn, if you have the Apu, it's worth it to rest their weenies and kill it because we as a deck is gonna win if we just get into the late game healthily. So when you can get rid of their character, even if it's at the cost of a 2k counter, it's worth it because it's like you use the 2k counter to get rid of their characters. And it also has the added benefit of not letting them see their life because uh not every time they're gonna see their curve. So
You wanna hope they miss the buggy prisoner counter?
yeah. And when they miss the buggy prisoner, it's extremely bad for them. So yeah, even more reason to like force the Apu. And yeah, if you find the 7 cost Shanks, it's extremely easy. And on 9 and 10 down, we've talked about it already. You either do 5 costs, or Shanks, or 10 costs. So this version of Mihawk is very easy to play compared to the 6 cost law version. And which is also why I like this build, because when you're playing the 6 cost law build, like you work so hard for the NL matchup, but you might end up losing to NL anyway. So like, what's the point? But when you build your deck like this, you're almost like 90%, 10% the Goofy and Nami matchup, which is really nice. So yeah, I would just play this deck.
After I switched to like the 4 Shanks, every time I've played against the Nell, I've won, but I just can't tell if it's like bad in Nells or something.
Okay, so against NL, there's still ways of going around it. So first of all, it's extremely important to see your stage. And when you go first, you basically just want your best 5 cost is your stun Bonnie, because when you stun their Dawn, basically they have to reduce one Dawn somehow with the events, which is like variable resources as well. Because if they go fairy, they have less fairy. If they go lightning kitten, they have less kitten. And basically that's all the stuff that draws. Oh, lightning dragon. If they go lightning dragon, then they have less lightning dragon. Okay. So they're gonna spend one event and then they're gonna lead the effect, meaning they cannot swing with their weenie on that turn. So by playing the 5 cost stun Bonnie to stun their Dawn, you actually save yourself from one swing and you get some resources from the NL. And then
I feel like the NL matchup's not that bad because you just run their 6 drops like the whole time.
I mean, yeah, that's true. And on 7 on turn, you really need to play the Shanks because there's like no good play other than Shanks. So on like when you go first, I would once again just mulligan for Shanks because you don't have 6 cost law anyway. And then it's very important that you don't just rest your Shanks right away. Because you want them to you want to force them resources and they have to pick between playing NL or getting rid of the Shanks. So and then from that you're just playing big drop and hope they miss some removal basically. What a good
at
NL.
that point,
Yeah.
if I just starve them, I feel like you just have to clear their weenies until they have nothing left, until they're only 6 drops, and then you start going for base.
Oh.
I feel like that's how it's always like. Anytime I've done that, just clear the board except for the 6 drops, and then just try to stun them. That's I feel like the way I win.
True. Okay, if you never miss the stun and they don't have enough fairy, I think you could definitely win. I mean that's how Mihawk win in the start of the meta. But now the good NL would just go whenever you play a character, I mean they don't care about the 5 cost. So whenever you play a big character, let's say Shanks, they would just reduce it, Gamma Knife, and then kill it. And so every single big character you play, they're gonna kill it. And they play out a focus while killing it. So in that exchange, you completely like lost. But the good news is most of the NL are actually like off radio now because of the Nami matchup, I guess. I don't know, but most of them didn't run all 4 radio, so that's some good news for you. Because if they play the Frankie, the Frankie could just die easily.
Yeah. No, stunning the Dawn, so they have to do weird stuff to try to get a 6 drop out is always a good play.
Yeah, there's okay, any questions still?
Trying to think. Anything else? I mean, Rosie is kind of just similar. You just
yes,
play on the stock
Rosie, yeah. So for Rosie, since you run 5 of the stun event, it shouldn't be that big of a problem, but it's the same thing again. So when you play your 7 cost Shanks, you don't have to rest your Shanks because then they don't need Mama Ragan to kill the Shanks. You want to ask for the Mama Ragan.
And is it smart just to swing like I swing low numbers at life and try to force them to block with those Rosie laws? Like if I have the freeze in my hand, I try to.
So if you don't run out of freeze event, you basically never lose. Yeah, that's the way it works. Yeah.
I think that's the most important card in the matchup is the freeze.
Yeah, true. Rosie is only afraid of freeze. Like when I play Rosie, I only lose when opponents see like multiple stun.
Yeah.
What else are there?
If there's any other matchups that I'm thinking like the most common will be Anel, Nami, Goofy, Teach, and Rosie. Can't think of anything else really.
Yeah, I think that's the most popular leaders. And honestly, you're pretty well prepared into anything but NL. So on the day, you just need to hope that you dodge most of the NL, and you're gonna be fine with this deck.
I think it's no top cut either, so it's just 10 round, and that's decided after that.
Oh, 10 round of Swiss? That's kind of crazy. Do you play best of 3?
Yeah. No, it's not best of 3. It's just best of 1, 10 rounds, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's kind of crazy. All right.
Yeah. Lucy's also one. I feel like I got that. I watched your video on that, and I played against one of my friends won the regionals in Peoria last time. We freaked out.
Okay, Lucy with this deck is kinda tricky because you cannot just go 6 cost law into 5 cost Bonnie. That's usually how you win. So usually you go second and then you go 6 cost law into 5 cost Bonnie, stun their Dawn so that don't get a Sabo on curve. But with this deck, I feel like you will still want to go second and then you just play the 5 cost Bonnie to stun their Dawn still, so that you delay the Sabo turn and they have to do like whatever they're gonna do, and then you would just go 7 cost Shanks. And then hopefully they don't kill it, but if they kill it, you're just gonna go lob at post, stun event, lob at post, stun event, lob at post, stun event, lob at post, stun event. That's the way you win. And then you hope that they don't have removal for every single lob at pole, because for them to remove the lob at pole, they need to spend 2 cards. One is the Fire Fist, and another one is the reduce event, like maybe another Fire Fist. That's 2 cost 1. So yeah, you just you just go 10 cost and stun, and then hopefully at some point they cannot kill the 10 cost, and then you just kill them. Because you have to assume that the 7 cost is never standing up, because you have every stun event in the world. So in your search, you're gonna prioritize the stun event a lot because you probably need all 5 of them. Okay, I have another session coming up. So any last questions?
I think if there's any last things. I think I'm good though. I guess. How do you want me to send a payment for it?
Yeah, sure. I'll send you the link later.